Hello, it's nice to see you there. I'm doing another update Ramble video. This is actually the second one that I've done on this channel. However, I've actually done this, this is my third time trying to do this. Because the first time I did it audio only, and I decided not to upload that because it was a little bit too negative. There were lots of bits in it where I ended up rambling on and on about stuff, including like a whole rant about why I'm sick of Star Wars, and then it was just like the day before James Earl Jones passed away, and I thought, do you know what, maybe I shouldn't upload this. So I just deleted that, and then I thought I'd try again a couple of days ago, and it was going really well. I was a bit more positive, and I was doing it in front of the camera. I'm doing it front of the camera this time because I've got stuff to show you, so unfortunately you have to deal with my ugly face. I know that. I don't really like doing videos on camera anymore. I wish I could just do audio only and like do animations and stuff, but sometimes it's just better just to put the camera and you have to deal with my face. But you know, I went, got washed, combed my hair, did a shave, and all that stuff, which I don't like doing, but you have to do it to look halfway presentable for these videos. I look back in some of my older videos where I really didn't try at all, and my hair's all spiky up, and had really bad skin issues at the time. You can see like my face is all red and horrible and stuff. But anyway, I'm already rambling. I've just started and already I'm rambling. So the second time I tried to do this video, my camera just decided to switch off on me and corrupt the video. So it was all going really well. I was speaking for about an hour and then it's just gone. So it's taken me a few days to get round to doing this update video again. And I might switch off and edit all the bits together at some point, just in case the camera decides to switch off randomly on me again and I lose all the footage. If I do it in segments, at least I'll still have some of it. So as far as I'm concerned, I've already did this update twice now, and a lot of the things I've already talked about, I just can't be arsed repeating. And some of it I think is probably better not repeating. But just, yeah. So there's probably a whole load of stuff that I talked about which gives context to why I'm doing stuff a particular way, and stuff going on in my life, and I'm just not going to repeat it because it's kind of guy I am. I say things, and if you miss it, tough shit. I don't want to repeat it. But something I will repeat is the part where I went on about my videos, recent videos, just because I want to give thanks to all the people who have been supporting me. And we'll start off, I'll do it channel by channel. As I said the last couple of times that I did this video, I've already mentioned several times in previous videos that I have other channels, and I think if I keep repeating it I'll start to annoy people. So like I said in the last couple of times I did this, this is going to be the last time that I say I have a whole load of other channels. And hopefully I don't need to do this video a fourth time and say this is the last time that I'm going to say it for a fourth time. Please, camera, at least warn me if you're going to switch yourself off. Anyway, so I'll just want to start off here. Got my laptop here because my eyesight isn't very good, and even still struggling to read it. It's right in front of me, can't read it. My eyesight's getting worse. Try not to be too negative. That was the problem with the first time I did this video. It was just too negative, but there are some issues going on in my life. I spoke in my last update Ramble video, the one I actually did upload, the first one, that I was having problems with anxiety and depression and stuff, and I was going to the doctors. And the last time I did this video I went on a whole big spiel about what's going on there, but you know what? Don't feel like talking about it anymore because as far as I'm concerned, I've already talked about it. But yeah, just my eyesight's getting worse, my hearing is getting worse, my teeth are getting worse, my health in general is getting worse, but there's not much you can do about it. So Anyway, let's just move on. That's the short version. If you'd got the actual video that I did the other day, then you would have got a longer version, but maybe it's for the best. Because I don't want to bore people by rambling on about my issues, because you don't really care anyway. And I will say, it probably seems a bit strange to people who are only subscribed to the Cellulose channel that I'm doing another update video after only doing 2 videos, and it looks like I haven't really done much over the past wee while, but I have actually been doing lots of other things, like I say, on my other channels, as well as other things elsewhere, which I'll get onto later. But first of all, I just wanted to say a big thank you to people who were supporting me on my taking the YouTube with Swifto video. That's like the third name that I called it. The first name that I had for it was WhoTube, because I thought that was kind of funny, like WhoTube, YouTube, who the fuck's this kind of thing, because that's what the video was all about. It's like some person you've never heard of doing impressions of people, other people that you've probably never heard of. Although I do other, never mind. That, just pretend that sentence never happened. Now I've lost my train of thought. Oh yes, the name thing. I think, yeah, I called it WhoTube at first, and then I thought maybe before I upload this, I should just briefly check to see if anyone's had the same idea as me. And sure enough, apparently there's this really big YouTube channel called WhoTube. I've never heard of it before. I didn't watch any of their videos, but they had a lot of videos and they had a lot of views, so I thought, do you know what, maybe I should change the name. And the first name I came up with was really rubbish. It was like a WhoTubing adventure or something, and then didn't really like that, so I thought I'd call it Taking the YouTube with Swifto. Because taking the YouTube, it sounds a bit like taking the tube like a train, like an underground train, but also taking the YouTube like taking the piss, which makes more sense if you're familiar with him. I don't really need to give him a shout out or anything, or mention him, because he's like extremely big, popular person who probably what was I going to say again? That's bad. That's another thing that's getting worse with me, is my memory. And I just forgot the end of my sentence while I was saying it there. That was really bad. Anyway, this guy is like an Irish Twitch streamer called Dan RT Game, and basically I think it was last year he was having problems with uploading his YouTube videos. He was getting into trouble with YouTube because he kept swearing a lot, which, come on, the guy's Irish. Like, Scottish people and Irish people, they just swear naturally in conversation. It's like, it's just how we fucking talk, you know. But he was getting into trouble, so he was doing a kind of experiment where he was censoring all the swear words with YouTube. So it's like, if YouTube ban this video for swearing, then it just goes to show how stupid they are, because YouTube isn't a swear, and there's a whole thing with that. Anyway, I don't really need to explain all this. I basically called it Taking the YouTube like taking the piss with Swifto. But the thing with that is, I was very nervous about it, because I say taking the piss or taking the YouTube, but really it's more having fun with people. I was worried that some people might take it the wrong way and think that I was like deliberately making fun of people like in a bad way. But it's all just, hopefully people will just say it's about harmless fun. Quite a few of the people that I was doing impressions with, they commented on it. Not all of them, I noticed. Maybe I did upset some people. Obviously not the big YouTubers that I did at the beginning. That was just a bit of fun that I threw in at the beginning. You can probably tell because it was the biggest part of the video, and probably the bit that I worked on the most was the Thrift Bites bit, because that's how it started off last year. It was just going to be its own little video, because me and Thrifty were talking in one of his live streams once, and talking about doing impressions of people, and I don't know how it came about, but I got the idea of doing a video where I was just making fun of like the way he does these videos, but obviously not in a bad way. Although actually in the video it does seem kind of bad. Like, it's a different person. It's not him. I just spat across the room for some reason. I don't know why I did that. It's not thrifty. It's a different thrifty. You know, it's a thrifty who likes to break into people's houses. Anyway, the video was just a bit of harmless fun. Hopefully I didn't offend anyone. I hope not, because that's definitely not my intention with my YouTube videos. I don't really like real life drama and like try to antagonize people, so that's not my thing. I just want to have a bit of fun with people, and I like making fun of my friends, but obviously if it's a stranger or someone, then I'll try and be a bit more cautious about it. But I like people that you just you're so relaxed with that you can take the piss out of them and they can take the piss out of you, and it's just a bit of fun. Like I was doing a live stream the other night. I can't remember what it was, but I'd forgotten something that Boxing was talking about. He just put up his wee emote thing like fish brain. You know, that's a bit of harmless fun, you know. Anyway, I think I've explained that well enough. Just thank you to everyone who supported me on the video is what I'm trying to say there. And I apologise if I did upset anyone. Hopefully I didn't, because that's not my intention. And after that I did the Is Cyril Cereal Real? Which was a funny thing that I did actually mean to do quite a while ago. I just came across this thing, like I say in the video, I couldn't remember how to spell cereal, so I was typing into Google, and then all of a sudden it came up with surreal cereal, and I was like, this surely can't be about my video, because Google's not going to know anything about me or my videos. And yeah, it's just I did also use that video as a kind of excuse to show people I've uploaded a bunch of my old videos and they're not really getting a lot of views, so I'm going to say it again just in case anyone wants to check out my older videos. Really appreciate the support, but no pressure or anything, I understand. Like, they're older videos, so who cares. But I don't know, it's kind of one of the things I don't really like about YouTube. It's like, you upload a video and at first it's like, oh wow, this is amazing, people are watching and commenting, and sometimes, not always, and it's just like an adrenaline rush, and then it all goes away, and that's it. After a few days the video just becomes dead, and that's it. I think I've mentioned this in previous videos before. I've always wanted to try and make things which have more longevity to them, things that people can go back to and rewatch and have fun with it over and over. But a lot of YouTube videos, like my gameplay videos, I've always felt like they're kind of disposable. Like, once you've seen it, that's it. People don't really watch them again. Although I did re-upload a whole bunch of, not all of my old gameplay videos, because some of them were just pretty much unwatchable, and I only uploaded some of those. To be honest, I think probably most of them are kind of unwatchable, but that's just me. People say that I'm too hard on myself, but I'm only hard on myself because I always feel like I can do better. But yeah, I've only got those 2 videos on the Celios channel, most recent videos. So we'll move on to Swiftboy Advance now, and after that, coming back, because I did take a break from YouTube. I was just, as I explained in the version of this video, which you're not going to see because it's lost media now, but I explained that there was stuff going on in my life which made me not really feel like doing YouTube. And YouTube is kind of sometimes it can be great when people are watching and commenting and supporting your videos, but other times you upload something and it just gets fuck all, and you just, I don't know about you, but when that happens I just feel like giving up, you know. Anyway, coming back to YouTube, most recently with Swiftboy Advance, I uploaded a little gameplay of I say little, it's 36 minutes long. A little gameplay of Game Boy Wars, the English translation. That didn't really do well. Didn't get any comments, so that was a waste of time. But after that, oh yeah, I just uploaded a quick little video of a funny thing that I found while I was recording footage for Fable. The first Fable, for Oakville's full of crispy people. It's just these couple of NPCs having a funny argument with each other. Just uploaded that for shits and giggles to show people. That did alright, got a few comments, a few thumbs up. And then after that, basically I was recording footage for the Fable game, just start again. Basically I was recording Fable footage of Fable. I think I prefer it that way. I was recording footage of Fable for the Fable video which came after that. Fable Nostalgia, which I say at the beginning of it, it's not really a review, and then I end up going into loads of details about the video. Because that's the kind of guy I am. I just, I say one thing and then end up doing another thing. Which is why sometimes I regret doing these update videos, because quite often I end up doing the complete opposite. But for some reason that Fable Nostalgia video did really well, at least by my standards. Obviously by other people's standards it's probably crap. But for me it was done really well, and it was basically just a response to Boxon's video. He did a video celebrating 20-year anniversary of Fable, and I really liked it, and I thought, you know, I want to throw in my own thoughts and opinions and memories about the game too. So I did a video response to him, and I like his video because he did a thing at the end where he was kicking an actual chicken, although I don't think he actually kicked the chicken, obviously. Clever editing. But also in it, he did a cheeky little reference to my videos with, what was it, Swifto's Chickenos or something? Which, yeah, not officially endorsed by the Celios company, but we'll let it slide. But for some reason that video did really well, and I got a load of really nice comments and a load of thumbs up, and yeah, that was a successful video. And I just wanted to say thank you very much to all the people who did that, and got quite a number of subscribers off the back of it too. And then after that I did a video response to Wee Bob, and it's great to see Wee Bob back. If you're listening, Wee Bob, hello, and great to see you back making videos. I hope to see more of these question videos that I can respond to, and I had fun doing that. Unfortunately, that video ended up being a bit of a struggle to make because stop saying my hard drive for some reason had problems, don't know why, and then I ended up with duplicates of the videos, and some were slightly corrupted and then other ones were even more corrupted basically, and it ended up being a bit of a mess and I had to sort it all out. And I think it all stems back to this thing which I have here, which is a capture device which I got way back in 2014 or something like that, and to be honest it has served me well over the years, but I have noticed recently that it's been having problems recording stuff. It'll just glitch up randomly at times, and then the audio gets out of sync and I have to really edit that in editing software. It's got the Hagpangi, whatever the fuck how you pronounce that, HD PVR Rocket. This is the capture thing that I've used. Capture gameplay ever since my gameplay video of Donkey Kong Country Returns, which was the first time I used this, I think, as well as I must have just had a load of money at that time. I can't remember what happened, but got this microphone at the same time, the Blue Yeti thing. Lots of people have one of these, Unfortunately, I keep having problems when I'm recording stuff. Whenever I say something with a P in it, it peaks, and it's really horrible audio. I did get this thing to go over the top of it, but it doesn't really work that well. I need to get something better. I was having problems with my microphone earlier in the year, but fortunately I got a different connecting cable for it, and it seems to be fine now. I guess it was just the cable that was the problem. But yeah, I got that microphone and this little capture device back in 2014, I think, and it has served me well over the years, but I really need to replace it now because I was having issues recording stuff, and in particular, don't know if anyone noticed it, but with the Tekken 2 intro, it got really glitched up right about the time I think it's low that comes on the screen, and I did edit most of it out, but you might have noticed if you watched the video there's a wee slight bit where you can see it just glitches out and looks horrible. But anyway, with that, after that I did the Neon Drive gameplay video, and yeah, unfortunately, I don't know why, but when I did the Game Boy Wars one, that was fine. There weren't any glitches with that. But when I was recording footage for the Fable video, the intros video, and the Neon Drive video, I just screwed up. And it has screwed up before in the past, so I really need to replace it at some point. But unfortunately, I just don't have the money right now to get a replacement. So I was thinking maybe I could use OBS to record gameplay footage, but it never looks particularly good when you're using OBS, I've noticed. It never looked particularly great with this either. When I first got this, I had a thing where you could download software and you could muck about with settings and stuff, but one laptop before this one that I've got, I tried downloading the same software again and it just didn't work for whatever reason. Don't know why, if it was just unsupported. Don't know if the company's still around or what, but basically all I've had for the past few years is a box with a button on it, and that's it. You just press the button and press it again to switch it off. That's the only control I have over this, and the quality of the footage always looks a bit rubbish and desaturated, and it's unfortunate, but that's the way it goes. It's basically like the Holly Hop drive from Red Dwarf. It's just a box with a start button, and that's it. But unfortunately it has been having issues lately, so I have to replace it at some point. And like I say, yeah, the Neon Drive video that I did might have to be my last gameplay for a while, till I figure out what to do. I have tried switching out the cables as well, like I did with the microphone, and yeah, it still fucks up, so I need a new capture device basically. But the other thing with the VR to Wee Bob, something kind of cool, my old friend Mike Kit 171, or is it Kit 171? I think it's from an old TV show, the one with the talking car. I've never seen it, but I think that's what it's referenced to. Anyway, yeah, I managed to persuade him to do a video response. He did actually do it as a video response to me, and I did say, well, really it was Wee Bob's question, so the VR should be directed to Wee Bob. But you know, he did a video response anyway. He's directed it to me, but that's fine. It's just great to see people coming back. People that you thought would be gone from YouTube forever, like Wee Bob and Kit 171, and they're back making videos. I don't know if Kit 171 will make any more videos, but you know, it was a fun blast from the past to see him making another video. So that's all I wanted to say there. And obviously that video did get a number of comments and likes as well, so that was really good. And then after that, we have the Swifteries channel, which, yeah, I was really nervous about this audio story that I uploaded because it was a kind of a more personal story. Well, Lambrats was kind of personal as well in many ways, but this one, just a wee short story, is basically about my feelings growing up and trying to deal with the rest of the human race and not really fitting in. And I suppose it's not really the most original story, because there have been lots of stories like that about not being able to fit in and stuff. But yeah, I was really anxious about it, and I do feel kind of slightly embarrassed about the fact that when I first uploaded it, got a whole load of views and then no comments or thumbs up or anything. So YouTube has this thing where it's like, oh, if you do really well enough video, like view wise, then that's a really good video. But to me, it doesn't really matter if a video has like 5 views or 50,000 views. What's important to me is the interaction with people, because that's why I do my YouTube videos. That's why I came back to YouTube, because there's no one around here who has any of the same interests as me and does the same sort of stuff as me. As usually like the usual like typical guys, like all they're interested in is football and going to the pub, and that's basically all their life that revolves around those two things. And there isn't really anyone that I know of living in my particular area who's interested in like old video games and making silly YouTube videos and stuff like that. So I'm all alone here, basically, and YouTube is and Twitch as well is the only source of like interaction I get with people that isn't just like sort of normal, what am I trying to say, like small talk kind of things, like people talk about the weather or some random bollocks in the news which I don't give a shit about. So YouTube and Twitch is the only way that I get to talk to people about things I might actually be interested in. Anyway, why am I rambling about this? Can't remember. Just wanted to say, oh yeah, I did say to someone, like, because the video was getting a whole lot of views and stuff and not any comments or thumbs up, just like, have I screwed up here? Could you just check out the video for me to see how bad it is? Because I thought, since it's not getting any comments or views, I always think a videos must be bad if people aren't interacting with it. Like I said, it doesn't really matter about how many views it gets. And actually I think it's worse if you get a whole load of views and then no thumbs up or comments. And I think, yep, all these people have clicked on the video and it hasn't enticed them to leave a comment or leave a thumbs up. It must have been a really terrible video. And there's quite a number of my videos which have hundreds of views and then no comments or thumbs up, or maybe like 1 thumbs up, and it's just like, well, that was a waste of time. I wish I hadn't uploaded it. But anyway, I do feel a bit embarrassed about asking this person to check out my video, but they were nice enough to do it, and I did say to them, you can be as critical as you want, because I want to learn where I'm going wrong with my videos so that I can improve. Didn't really say anything bad about it, but yeah, I appreciate the support anyway. I won't mention who it is in case they feel as embarrassed about it as I do. But I appreciate that. And then after that I uploaded just a silly little the Altovian Creation Myth Part 1, which is about the Miai. It's funny, I was talking to Dave Sardonic Pickle on one of his streams, and he was saying, is that a real thing? Is that like Scottish mythology? So I had to say to him, no, it's just bollocks that I've made up. But I do wonder if maybe I should have explained to people, first of all, what Altiov was. But the thing is, with the Swift Boy Advanced channel, obviously I'm targeting gaming people, Celio's channel, I don't know who my target audience is. Just people who like random silly shit, I guess. Because that's what Celio's is all about. And occasionally with an update video like this. And I have mentioned in the past that some people have got kind of upset with me. They seem to get like confused about the fact that I have multiple channels, but lots of people have multiple channels. I just decided I'd prefer to split things up, because one of the problems I felt with my old channel was that maybe I was scaring people away, because I don't like to be the type of person who gets like caught in a trap of just doing one thing, like, oh, this is so and so, he does this. I want to do lots of different things. So that's why I have multiple channels. And some people don't like it, but fuck it. But with the Celio's channel, I do kind of want to try and make sure that I'm getting the right audience, and the same with the the Swift Boy Advanced channel. But with Swift Arrays, my sort of way of thinking about the Swift Arrays channel is a really niche thing. No one's gonna really give a shit. Most people, I don't think, gonna give a shit about my audio stories, and it is the lowest subscribed channel of mine, so it makes sense. It's kind of whatever I expected it. So I really go into the Swift Arrays videos with the mindset of I'm doing this for myself mainly. So when I talk about Altio, I'm really thinking about trying to expand the lore for myself, really. And if anyone else happens to listen and enjoy it, that's like a bonus. But of course, I did get a couple of subscribers on that channel after uploading that Altio mythology video, and I was wondering to myself, what are people thinking of this? Are they like Dave? Did they think it was an actual real thing, or did they know that it's just like a thing that I've made up myself? Because really, it only makes sense if you've listened to the Lab Rats story, because it does mention at the beginning the Lab Rats all about Altiov, and there's mentions through that story of Altiov and some of its mythology. But that's kind of what I want to do is I want to do a series of short stories on my Swift Arrays channel, like just random little things, but at the same time I also want to do a series where I'm expanding the mythology and the lore of this mythical or fictional land of mine that I've created called Altiov. But I do wonder if maybe I should make like a companion series talking about the geography of Altiov, or maybe just one video talking about it, so that people actually know what the fuck Altiov is. Because unless you've listened to Lab Rats, which I'm sure most people haven't, you don't know what Altiov is. You don't know what the Miai is. But for some reason, got a couple of subscribers after uploading that, so that was nice. And yeah, those are the videos. Oh, the last time I did this video I did mention something about the questioning myself video, but I can't remember what it was now. Never mind. But anyway, I just wanted to say a big thank you to people who have been supporting me on my multiple channels. They haven't got pissed off about the fact that I have multiple channels, like some people have. And unfortunately, well, okay, well, I'll just say that was a burp, sorry. I was talking to Boxon the other day, and he was going on about, uploading a lot of videos, and good to see you on a roll on that. And one thing I did want to mention in this video, if you think that I'm making too many videos, please let me know, because the last thing I want to do is annoy people by filling up their subscription box with all my videos. So if I am making too much content, please let me know and I'll slow things down a bit. But it's kind of a tradition of mine, because I'm something of a weirdo, you know. A lot of people, they love the sun, they love hot weather, and summertime is usually like the busiest time of year for a lot of people. Me, on the other hand, I'm fucking dying during the summer months. I just don't like the heat at all, and all the insects and sweat, and it's just horrible. I don't understand why people love hot weather so much. I don't like it. So once it gets to this time of year, when things start to cool down, for whatever reason, I always get this burst of energy and I want to do lots of things. And unfortunately, it always gets derailed once you get into the winter months, because then Christmas comes along, and Christmas is like an additional thing to be stressed out about. And yeah, unfortunately, it just sort of derails my whole sort of creative outlet. But this time of year is usually the time of year where I'm most creative and doing a lot of different stuff. So you might notice that if you pay attention, I do upload more at this time of year than I do at other times of the year. Although actually springtime is sometimes a busy time for me as well. Springtime and autumn. But summertime I'm just like, oh, I can't be bothered. It's too hot, can't concentrate. And then winter time, like I say, you've got Christmas. So that kind of ruins everything for me creatively. Because I'm always like thinking about, oh, I need to buy things, Christmas presents, and then I need to make Christmas cards for people, which I do, because for some reason people like it when I make them Christmas cards. I don't know why, but they say, oh, can you make me a Christmas card? And sometimes they want a birthday card, and okay, fine, they'll do that. It takes ages to make them, but you know, if people like them, then, you know, it shows that you care, right? But anyway, I'm rambling again. I'm going to switch off now just to make sure that I've actually got all this footage before the camera switches off on me, so I'll be back in a minute. Okay, back for round 2. And what was I saying again? Yes, well, I've done all the part of that video that I wanted to do, thanking people just for the support and stuff. I don't know. YouTube likes to put me in my place sometimes, because I was like feeling really energetic about all the things I was doing, because I was getting a lot of support from people. And I saw someone subscribe the other day. Funny name, it was like a can of beans or something. I don't know if it was like a troll or something, but a funny name person subscribed to all my channels, including the Swifto one, which I tell people not to subscribe to that one, because that one's just for me to do all my stuff. Because obviously if I was subscribing to people, it would get a bit awkward and clunky at times if I subscribed to this person using SwiftPoint Advanced and then someone else using Cellulose. And the Swifto account is just for my own personal use, for me subscribing to other people and interacting with other people when they're not leaving comments on my videos, is what I'm saying. So you don't need to subscribe to my Swifto channel, and if you think it's a bit weird if you subscribe to Cellulose and then all of a sudden there's like this random account called Swifto that subscribes to you, it's me, basically. But just in case there's any confusion about that, don't subscribe to Swifto. Yeah, don't subscribe to me. Subscribe to my channels, the Cellulose and Swifteries. Although actually don't bother subscribing to Swifteries, because that's more just... Well, actually, you know what, I'm kind of in the mindset of... I've spoken about this before, I've never wanted to be... Actually, no, I'll just finish that last thing that I was going to say before. Basically I got another subscriber and he subscribed to all my channels all at once, including the Swifter one, which I say don't subscribe to that one, because that's just for me. And yeah, it looked really good because on my Celio's channel I had 30 subscribers, and then on my Swiftboy Advance channel I had 40 subscribers, and it just looked really nice and neat with the round numbers. And then I got up the next morning and I saw that it went back down to 29 and 39. It's just like, oh. Well, bugger. But you just have to not get upset about the subscriber numbers going down, because, you know, I've had to deal with that all the time. I've spoken about this many times before in previous videos, but anybody, doesn't matter who you are, what language you speak, what your sexual preference is, what your political opinions are, anybody can come onto YouTube, make a couple of videos, like gameplay videos, and after a few months, 100 subscribers. But me, on the other hand, I make videos for however many years, a few subscribers. But you know, in retrospect, because I did have another channel, Swifto Vision, which I've spoken about before on the last update Ramble video. Basically I had a video which blew up, and to a lot of people it probably wouldn't seem like very much, but by my standards it was a lot. It was like 25,000 views and a shit ton of comments and likes and stuff. But with it comes people, they weren't like really nasty or negative comments, but there were some people who just didn't quite get the joke. And the other annoying thing was, it wasn't actually really my video, I feel like, because it was just like a random clip from an old Doctor Who episode, and some people didn't really understand what the joke was, and they had to be explained to, and there was also like comments where they were just repeating the same thing, and it's just like, that's not so great. But with that also came people thumbsing down the video, and at that point in time, like the way my mind was at that time, I just like, I can't deal with this negativity. So I just closed down the channel completely, because people were seeing that video, which for some reason hit the YouTube algorithm. They were seeing that video, then they were going checking out all the other videos in that channel, and they realised what kind of channel, what kind of videos I was making, just giving them all thumbs down, and I just, I can't do this, I can't do this. So with that experience, whenever I see a video of mine that's doing quite well, I sort of get a bit nervous and think, oh shit, I really hope this doesn't blow up. And there was a video I did, it was, what was it called? Basically looking at King Kong on the DS, where I gave it like a title, Predator music in King Kong DS, because there is some music in that game which sounds like it came from Predator. I uploaded it, came back to the next day, and it got a shit ton of views. And with it I saw like thumbs down coming, and it's just like, no, I'm just going to delete this. And then I re-uploaded it with a different name. Thankfully it didn't hit any sort of YouTube algorithm or anything. So I was like, thank God. It probably seems a bit weird to people, me saying this, because the whole point of YouTube is that you're supposed to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and get the ball rolling, and just become like YouTube famous. And I'm just like, I don't want that. I don't want to be YouTube famous. I don't want to be a YouTuber. I don't want that to be my job. And the thing is, it's like if you have a popular franchise like Star Wars or something. See, when Star Wars first started off, it was kind of this niche thing. Obviously, it's like a big hit at the cinema, and obviously did really well, and they went off and made sequels and stuff. But even so, at that point in time, well, actually I wasn't alive at that point in time, so I wouldn't know, but I feel like, at least when I was growing up in the 90s, Star Wars was really this thing for a certain type of people, shall we say. And then it just gradually got bigger and bigger, and lots of people from all over the world, from all different walks of life, were getting into Star Wars, and that seems like a really good thing, but the problem with that, I feel, is if you get really big and you have a really massive audience, it gets harder to please everyone, and you can either just stick with what you've been doing, in which case you'll probably alienate a whole load of people, or you can play it safe, which is what a lot of people do when they get really big. And it's the same with YouTubers. Like, you notice a lot of YouTubers, when they start off, they're like really raw, and they really get to their opinions, and they're not afraid about what they say or how they say it. And then they become big YouTubers, and they're like, you notice that they don't swear as much because they don't want to upset their advertising revenue, and they censor themselves, and they don't talk about things that they used to talk about, like people that come to mind when I think like that is Ashen and Cinema Snob. They don't really cover the same things that they used to back in the day, because obviously they're big now, and they have to adhere to what they're allowed to say and not say, or cover and not cover, so as not to upset people. And I feel like I don't want to be one of those people. I want to just be rough and raw and say what I feel, and I'm not afraid to say things like cunt or bollocks or any of those nice words. And yeah. But the main problem, I feel, is if you have a big audience, then obviously you're going to end up getting people who don't quite understand. And if there's one thing life has taught me repeatedly over the years, is that people don't understand me. No matter how clear and plain I might try and talk to people, there's just some people that's just like, I don't get it. What is this weird thing that you're doing? And yet other people can do the exact same thing as I. Like the same kind of thing. And it's like, oh wow, that's funny, that's great. Haha, you're so creative, you're such a genius. And then all I get is people saying, don't quite get that, don't quite get what you're trying to do. Oh, what is this weird thing? Oh, you're so eccentric. Eccentric. That's what people say about me. When I was younger, when I was in school, children don't really have this filter thing that people have. So when I was in school, I got called a spastic, a retard, all these wonderful words. And then when I grew up, I get adults saying that, oh, you're such an oddball way of thinking about things, you're so eccentric. And basically in my mind that translates as, you're fucking weird. And I don't like it when people say like, oh, you're so eccentric and stuff, because in my head I'm just thinking back to the childhood days where people were, you're a freak, you're weird, you're not one of us, type of thing. Which is something I covered in my song, Summit Song video. Did I even mention that video? I started talking about it, I don't think I actually mentioned what it was called, but that was the Summit Song thing. Anyway, people just see me as this weird person. And the funny thing is, I don't think the way I think about things is that different really from how other people think about things. It's just that some people think about things and then they go for that, whereas I think about things and then I go that way, just to be a dick. That's just the way I am. I don't like conformity. I don't like fitting in and just going with the flow. I prefer people who are just themselves, that don't censor themselves, that just say what they think, And sometimes they say things which I think maybe you shouldn't have said that. That's another problem altogether. But have I made myself clear? Probably not. People tell me that they don't quite understand me. That's basically the gist of that ramble, which I didn't need to go into. And I was going to say, after starting this second segment of this video, why I'm doing it in front of the camera. And I did notice, I was looking back at that footage of the first segment of this video that I did, and skin looks a bit weird, weirdly shiny. I don't know why. My hair was sticking out the back as well. Hopefully it's not anymore. I hate being on camera. But anyway, the reason why I'm doing it in front of the camera is because I have stuff to show you. So now we're going on to the segment of this video where I say, what's coming next? Probably more disappointment. Probably more people unsubscribing. But that's just me. And yeah, so we'll just get on to it. So the first thing I want to do is when I first came back to YouTube after saying that I'm done with YouTube back in 2019 and then quitting the channel completely in 2020, I didn't really mean to delete that old channel of mine. It just happened to happen. Because of the way I was feeling at the time, I've already mentioned, like, I have problems with anxiety and depression and stuff, which is the reason why I want to try and keep my channels nice and small. So I appreciate people subscribing and appreciate when people give me shout outs and stuff, but I always get a bit nervous. People give me shout outs. Usually what happens is I end up feeling really depressed because someone gives me a shout out and then I look at my subscriber numbers and it still stays the same. It's like, oh. But yeah, sometimes people do give me shout outs and then I get subscribers and I think, oh no, new people, what are they going to think about me? I was watching one of Sardonic Pickle's streams. I keep mentioning him a lot, don't I? And he got raided by someone, I can't remember who, and it was just at a opportune moment when he was talking about something that was really weird topic. It's like, oh, this is how you lose viewers in however many seconds. And it was a lot funny at the time. I'm explaining it now and it's not particularly funny, but it's just like a challenge of his, like how quickly can he lose all the raiders who came into his stream by talking about something really weird and things that people aren't going to understand. And I do the same with YouTube. Like, if someone gives me a shout out and I get a shit ton of, not a shit ton, I never get a shit ton, but if I get a few subscribers from it, I say, how quickly can I lose these subscribers by doing some weird video that no one understands, even though in my mind it seems perfectly simple. But as I said already, people just don't understand me for some reason. And yet people do understand me because people respond and leave comments and stuff, so I don't know how it works. Anyway, enough rambling. Here's what's coming next on the Celios channel. Why do I keep moving my hands about like I'm talking like a fucking politician, the way they move their hands about all the time? I hate that. I hate it when they do that. It's like, well, here's my point. This is the point for the next agenda on our fucking political bollocks campaign. I hate politicians, you know. They're not even human. I'm sure. Have you seen these awkward pricks in the news? Huh? Not even human. Anyway, what I was going to say was when I came back to YouTube after quitting it, I had all these ideas, and one of the first ones I had was actually an idea that I had years and years ago, probably going back to my first YouTube channel, Channel Swifts, which was to do a Halloween video. And it took me a while to get round to writing it. I had the ideas in my head, it just took me a while to get to writing it, and then I started recording stuff for it, and unfortunately I ran out of time. I think this was like 2021, and I ran out of time that year, so I thought, oh well, next year I'll get it done. So 2022 came along, and actually I think that's when I recorded stuff, 2022. I think I wrote it in 2021, then recorded some of it 2022, and in 2023 I got most of it done. Unfortunately, I didn't get it finished again, so then I had to wait another year for this Halloween. And I always think like, oh well, it sucks that I didn't get it finished this year, but hey, now I've got a whole other year to get it finished, and then all of a sudden, oh, it's October again, and I haven't done any work on it, and now I'm rushing at the last minute. Hopefully I'll get it done this year, but yeah, it's nearly the end of October already, and I haven't started, but I can show you some stuff that I did last year. So basically it is, I've got these couple of characters here, who you probably don't know who they are, but if you've seen any of my comic strips, I do comic strips on my DeviantArt page, not that anyone gives a shit about that. And I have actually just recently started uploading stuff to my DeviantArt page again, so if you'd like to follow my DeviantArt page for some of my comic strips, you can do if you like. I'd really appreciate that, although they are rubbish like I say, so you probably don't want to do that. But a couple of the characters I have in my comic strips are Fred and Mark, and here's a little drawing of them here. Is it coming out alright? Make sure, I've got the light behind the camera, I should have thought of that beforehand. And Fred and Mark is the video, or the two characters that are going to appear in this Halloween video. It's called Halloween Hassle. And unfortunately I always do that. I start off making big letters and then I don't have enough room, so I had to do that in 2 segments. But when I do it in the actual video, it'll all be stuck together. Fred and Mark's Halloween Hassle, which is a video I've been working on for the past, like I say, 3 years. And you're going to love this. This is one of the backgrounds that I have, that I've made for the Fred and Mark's Halloween Hassle, and as you'll be able to tell from this background, spent a lot of time and effort working on the backgrounds, which is why it's taken me so long to make this video, and I think you'll agree, it really came out really well. See that? That's one of the backgrounds. And if you'd like to see another one of the backgrounds, which I spent ages making, where is it? Oh, it was a really good one. Can't find it now. Aha! No, that's not it. Oh, I'm getting them all muddled now. They're not in order. Shit. I thought there was another one which was better than that. Ah, I'm ruining it now. Okay, I can't find it. But it's just basically this, all this stuff that I made last year for the video. Oh, there it is. No, that's the same one again. Maybe I don't have it. Oh, never mind. It's basically just a sheet of paper where I scribbled all over it. The idea behind it is that it's going to be like I tried to go for like a children's storybook type of thing. So I wanted to have like sort of rubbishy pencil coloured in drawings, and I wanted to be really rough and really quickly made, but unfortunately for some reason it took me a lot longer to make them than I anticipated, even though they're like really there's not much to them. Like that's another one, and then that's like the same one but with the door closed. So yeah, I'm not really sure if I really captured that sort of children's storybook look. It's just basically my drawing style, but even more rubbish than normal. And basically I've got all the backgrounds here, and sometimes the characters do appear in the same picture, but the idea I have is I'll have just like backgrounds like this, and then I'll put in the characters afterwards. It's not going to be an animation. It's going to be, like I said, try to go for a children's storybook type of look, where it's going to be like the characters, but like cut out drawings. I'm sure you probably know what I'm talking about. Here are some of the drawings of the characters. And what's this one underneath it? Oh shit! Can't get what's behind it. Those are some of the drawings, I know. And that's Freddie Mark's Halloween Hassle. I did actually mean to mention it in my last update video, and then I just completely forgot. Oh yeah, this is like a list of all the background drawings that I had to make. I made this last year. I think I ended up just reusing, or like plan to reuse some of them just to save time. And then like, this is all the list of all the things that I need to make this year. Like all the characters, I got all the backgrounds done last year, so I just need to do all the characters. And like you can see Fred sitting with newspaper, happy. Can you see that? And yeah, that basically, I did try and number them all so that it goes together. Or at least I thought I did, but actually that says 1 beside it. And then you see Fred with the newspaper there, that has a 3 beside it. Why is that? Oh right, I get it, because that's him annoyed. Yeah. That's it, yeah. Anyway, this is like a whole list of drawings that I have to make, and it's going to take ages to do that, so I really should get on to making that video quickly before October ends again. And ideally I want to get it up before Halloween, because I understand that people will be going out to parties, and some people will be going out with their children trick-or-treating, so obviously I kind of want to get it done before Halloween. And I've got to scan all these pictures into the computer as well. There's a briefcase on fire. That'll make more sense when you see the video. If you see the video. It might end up being next year, because again I've left it to the last minute. I keep doing this. I keep leaving it to the last minute. But that's my big project that I'm working on at the moment. And at the same time I've got other smaller projects that I'm working on. Another review for the Swiftboy Advanced channel. That's one of the things. What else I've got planned? Let me just get my notes here. What are they? I hate Windows 11's notebook. Like, I really liked using the notebook just for obviously making quick notes. But Windows 11, they sort of screwed it up for some reason. Don't know why. Ah yes, well, there was a video I had planned for this month, which was actually going to be the return of the Swifto Vision channel, which I'm sure will piss people off more, me having another channel. Because, like I said, I'd closed down Swifto Vision ages ago because of that video, which was getting a whole load of views and then some negativity, and I couldn't handle it at the time. But I think now enough time's passed, I'm sort of feeling a bit more confident with it, and I want to experiment and see if it's okay to restart that channel again. So I had a video planned today actually. Yeah, I'm recording this on the 21st. Actually it should have been out tomorrow. But I didn't do any of that because, like I said, I've been trying to do this update video and having problems with it. So that sort of set back that video. That'll come next month then, hopefully. I won't say anything about the video at the moment, I guess. The thing with the Swifto Vision is focused on like old movies and TV shows and stuff. That's kind of the theme of Swifto Vision. So hopefully Swifto Vision will be back next month. Although I don't know what's going to happen, maybe not. But that's the plan anyway. It was going to be this month, but because I've been having problems with this video, I'm going to have to do it next month. But yeah, so the only video coming this month will be Freddie Mark's Halloween Hassle, hopefully. Although, like I said, I'm leaving it to the last minute again, so I might not get everything finished. I'm going to have to rush these next few days. I want to try and get it up ideally a couple of days before Halloween, but if not, then like hopefully like the 30th. If it never materialises, you know why, because I left it at the last minute like an idiot again, and hopefully it'll be uploaded next year, but hopefully it'll be uploaded this year. But if it doesn't, then hopefully next year. I'm going round in circles now. So the other thing I have planned for next month, I have the second part of the Altovian mythology video, and I think I'll release the third and final part in December. Just split them up like monthly. I think, yeah, because like I was saying, I do want to keep all my channels kind of small. I want to have like a nice small group of people that I see regulars, like a nice club of people that, if they don't completely understand my sense of humour, at least they sort of get the general gist of it. Instead of having like a big YouTube channel where you get a whole load of people and then you get a lot of negativity and stuff. Like I said already, I'm not really a fan of negativity, and don't want any drama. Don't want all the nonsense that comes with being a big YouTuber, basically. So I'd like to keep things nice and small, but in particular, Swifteries I'd like to keep nice and small. Because like I say, I'm thinking of that YouTube channel just for me. And if anyone else happens to like those videos, then that's more just like a bonus than anything else. So I think with Swifteries, I'm going to keep it nice and quiet. I'll upload a video once a month on that channel. So next month you'll have the second part, the Altovian mythology video story, that's what I meant to say, and then the third part in December. And then after that, I have been working on a couple of horror stories, because originally when I came back to YouTube, I was just going to do Swifteries, and the old logo sort of inspired by like old horror movies. Like I was trying to go for like a Hammer horror type of vibe with the old Swifteries logo, and then later on I decided, you know what, I kind of want to keep all my channels so they look like they're related to each other. So I've gone like for a blue background with like orange lettering and maybe a bit of turquoise or green here and there, and with this Swiftovision, I had like an old TV, and then Swiftboy Advance, obviously I have a Game Boy Advance, and then I thought to go with that theme of having a form of media, I would go with a book for Swifteries, because that's obvious. So I updated the logo just recently, did a wee bit of animation for that, just to make it look like a book flipping through its pages. That was kind of fun to put together, and the only one that doesn't quite work is the Celios channel, because like all the other channels have some form of media, and then Celios it's just a Celio. I did think maybe I could do like a box of Celios, but then I thought, nah, that's just gonna look rubbish. So I don't know. But they're all sort of blue and turquoisey, just so that people know they're all kind of related to me, type of thing. Because I was in the first logo that I had for Swifteries was more horror inspired, because originally that's what that channel was going to be. It was going to be like had ideas of doing like a horror anthology series, just like a whole load of horror stories. But unfortunately I started writing the first one, and then I realised actually this story is going to end up being a bit bigger than I anticipated, and a lot more complicated and complex, and that's the same thing, you idiot. Then I realised that it was going to be, so that what was going to be just a little short horror story ended up becoming this whole big story of itself, which I haven't finished. Started writing that back when I started Swifteries when was that? 2021. Haven't finished writing it yet. Sometimes it takes a few years to write stories. But I have also been writing other things and have other ideas for doing more short stories and swift stories. But like I say, I want to upload like one a month on that. And then the other channels, hopefully I'll do a bit more. But obviously, having multiple channels, I'm sort of spreading myself a bit thin maybe. And so if you're only subscribed to one channel, it might look like I'm being really lazy and only uploading like 1 or 2 videos every now and then. Whereas in reality, I am working on multiple videos for multiple different channels, as well as doing writing my other stories which are just not connected to anything online stuff, as well as doing comic strips on my DeviantArt page, as well as occasionally doing Twitch streams, which I've just recently started doing, getting back into doing the Twitch streams again. So yeah, I've got a lot of different things going on. And yeah, if you're only subscribed to one channel, it'll just look like I'm being really lazy, when actually I'm doing all these other things. But yeah, the other video that I've got planned coming soon is another Celio's video, like continuing this serial thing. I don't want to spoil that too much, but just another one of these Celio videos. I did talk in the last time that I did this update video, the one that got corrupted, some of my disappointment with the new Celio's video. There was a few things in it which didn't quite work the way that I wanted, and I did go into a lot of detail about that the last time I did this video, but I can't be bothered talking about it now, so maybe I'll talk about it some other time, but not right now. But after I've finished doing Halloween Hassle, which is this, I like to have at least one big project, and then I do all the other videos which don't take which aren't as demanding. Like I say, I review maybe a couple gameplay videos. If this thing starts working okay again, or if I manage to find the money to get a replacement, or maybe it'll look okay, use no BS. I don't know. But they're just like quick videos that I can just put out whilst I'm working on bigger projects, like I say, Halloween Hassle. And then after I've completed this one, the next big project is actually going to be an animation. And I know I've spoken many times in previous update videos, oh, I'm going to get back into animation, and then nothing ever comes of it. This time I have proof. I have proof that I'm working on it, because I've got stuff here. And yeah, it's going to be a short little animation, sort of inspired by a Tex Avery short. If you don't know who Tex Avery is, it's like MGM's version of the Looney Tunes and Hanna-Barbera's Tom and Jerry stuff. Tex Avery did Droopy, Screwball, Squirrel, and a whole load of other things. And anyway, it's going to be kind of inspired by that. And this is just the titles that I've drawn. It's going to be called Jack Squat. And it's about Jack Squat. And if you want to know anything more about Jack Squat, I'll just say it has Jack Squat in it. I hope that answers all your questions about Jack Squat. Yes. It's very foldy, isn't it? Hope you can see that. I can't actually see the screen without my glasses. I've got a light behind the camera. Hold on, let me see. Can't see without my glasses. Let's see, is that coming up alright? Yeah, okay. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. And yeah, this is like giving away spoilers here, but this is the storyboard. This is like the first storyboard of Jack Squat. And yes, it says on there, it was a dark day when the townsfolk first saw Jack Squat, and then that's just going to be a black screen. And then after that is But his intentions would soon come to light. He clicks on the light, and then it's like the video, not the video, the animation it's sort of inspired by is oh no, I had the title of the head. I had the title in my head, and I've just completely forgotten about it now. But it's like an old Tex Avery short. I think it's something slang. It was all about like silly wordplay things. Mine's not quite the same, but there is some sort of things you might be able to see the inspiration there if you're familiar with that animation. I apologise, I can't remember what it's called, but like it says here, the word on the street, and then it's just a big word on the street. It's like a literal word on the street. That Jack was crooked, and then there's a picture of him crooked, like he's actually like bent out of shape. And then yeah. So all the different storyboards, it's all here. All the story points. And then oh yes, there's what was his name again? Well, there's a picture of him here. A little, basically Jack is the bad guy in this story. You can see there. Oh yeah, Gilbert. Gilbert is a skunk, and it says there, Gilbert could see that Jack had a screw loose. You can see that with he's got a screw coming out of his head. And it's just really silly, basically. That's what it is. Here's oh shit, it's gone everywhere. What's this? Oh, that's the ending. Don't want to give that away. Yeah, here's just some like rough drawings of Gilbert that I did just to try and get an idea of. I'm just going to put my glasses on. Can't see if it's actually coming up on the camera or not. So, yeah. Ah yes, there we go. There's some sort of rough sketch ideas of Gilbert there, and then I landed on this one, coloured it in, and yeah, I made a bigger picture. Doesn't look very good here because I coloured it in with like cheap crappy pencils, but when I do the actual animation I'll do it digitally so it'll look a bit better hopefully. And then Jack Squat himself, I haven't actually gotten round to figuring out what his character is going to look like, but here you have like different ideas here. You can see ones that are sort of inspired by Clint Eastwood and the spaghetti westerns, and then there's some ones with big mustaches going for a sort of a Mexican look, and then yeah, just different ideas. I haven't quite decided what Jack Squat's going to look like, but those are just some of the potential ideas. And yeah, Jack Squat is going to be my next big project after I finish Halloween Hassle. And then after that, Jack Squat, I think I'll probably start doing that round about December, and hopefully I'll get it done before spring next year. And then after that I've got another animation project which I feel bad about because I got a couple of people to do a couple of voices for me for that one. But the reason why I'm doing Jack Squat first is because it's going to be an easier animation project compared to the one that's going to come after that, which is actually going to be a second Madman Joe animation. I did the first Madman Joe animation way back in 2011, and I had ideas that I was going to do more. In fact, actually Jack Squat actually started off in 2012, and back then it was called A Man Called Jack, and I recorded all the audio for it, and then I never got round to making it. I did do a couple bits and pieces of animation, like rough bits of animation for that version of Jack Squat way back in 2012, and then I never got it finished. So this Jack Squat thing has been around for years, and I just haven't got around to doing it for whatever reason. But like I say, I am trying to get back into doing the animation again, because that's what I want to be doing, is doing animation and comics and stuff. Doing the YouTube videos is just like a side hobby thing that I do, like I say, mostly because I want to try and get some sort of social interaction from people. And if a video doesn't get any comments, I think, oh, that was a fucking waste of time, why did I make that? But that's not me trying to pressure people into leaving comments. Although if you do leave comments, I appreciate it. I think I've rambled on way too much now. But yeah, after I've finished Jack Squat, which hopefully I should finish sometime early next year, I'll do the Madman Joe, and that's Madman Joe Average Joe Shopper, I think it was called, yes. And then after that, we're talking way into the future now, like next year, way into next year, after I've finished Madman Joe, which probably take me all year to make, actually, to be honest with you. I want to try and get this Swifto's Guide series done, because I feel even worse about that, because I got a bunch of people to do a few bits and pieces for. Originally, I did the first Swifto's Guide back in 2018 or 2019. Can't remember exactly, one of those years. And then originally, when I decided that I've had enough of YouTube, I'm going to quit it, I was thinking, let's go out with some big project, and it was going to be a second episode of Swifto's Guide. And I got a bunch of people together saying, hey, this is going to be my last video ever. Do you mind doing a little bit for me? I was like, oh yeah, sure. And they gave me the stuff. And that was, what, over 5 years ago now. And I haven't done any of it. And I feel really bad about that. But unfortunately, the people that have been waiting for me to see their little bits, their little cameos in this video, they're going to have to wait a bit longer. Because like I say, I've got these other projects that I want to do first. And then unfortunately, Swifto's Guide was going to be 2 videos. It's now turned into a series. I want to make it as a series of videos, because I have lots of different ideas for it. And at the moment, I've done most of the writing for the first episode. And the stuff that I got people to do for is now going to be the last episode of the Swifto's Guide series. Just because of the way it works out. I want to make Swifto's Guide something a little bit different from my usual videos. I want it to have more. I want it to be like a silly sketch video, basically. If you've seen the Swifto's Guide to Tea video, it's basically more the same as that. But I want to have something more to it, a bit more depth to it. Maybe like not emotional, but kind of each episode is going to have a different theme, but it's all sort of going to connect, and then at the very end, hopefully it'll have some sort of meaning to it. And yeah, I don't know if it'll work out or not, but that's the plan anyway. Anyway, I'm getting kind of tired of talking, and my eyes are watering up for some reason, and I think I've rambled on way too much now. But I've said all that I've wanted to say. Well, actually, there was a few more things that I wanted to say, which I said in the last version of the video, but can't really remember them now, and can't be arsed to repeat myself. But yeah, so basically, what's coming next hopefully will be Freddie Mark's Halloween Hassle, another review on the a game, as well as hopefully a fun little silly video coming on Swifto's Vision, and that will kickstart Swifto Vision again, and then we'll get a whole load of other videos on that channel, hopefully. And yeah, after I've finished Halloween Hassle, I'll start on that Jack Squat animation, as well as after doing that, I'll do the Madman Joe, and then way into the future I'll start on Swifto's Guide. And then in the meantime, I've got a whole load of ideas. Unfortunately, my old laptop sort of conked out, and it's really annoying because my old laptop had 2 hard drives in it. One was a hard disk hard drive. Is that what they're called? Solid state drive is the newer one. And then like the older one, hard drive or something, I can't remember now. But basically like the solid state drive was the main one that it used for, that's what it had, the operating system, as well as a few other things. And then the other hard drive was one that I had just for games and stuff for that. But I've been having problems with that laptop for a year. Actually, yeah, years now. I keep trying to fix bits and pieces for it, and I just got sick of it. So just recently I got myself a new laptop, which hopefully will last a good wee while. But after that laptop started having issues, I just took the hard drives out, kept them in a safe place to retrieve the data later. And for some reason, I don't know why, the solid state drive completely conked out. I tried plugging it in, and yeah, tried plugging it into several different computers. Just doesn't work now for some reason. But fortunately, because that laptop was having problems for a while, I was actually doing all my videos and stuff on different computer. So I haven't really lost like any of my videos or anything. But like I say, when I was talking about Windows Notepad earlier, I do like to get lots of ideas all the time. I just like to open up the Notepad, put down a note in it, and they were saved on the solid state drive. So unfortunately I've lost all my notes. And I had like a complete list of all my YouTube videos going back all the way through the years, as well as a whole load of other stuff. I can't remember what I've lost. Like a whole load of video ideas and just sort of general organisation stuff. It's completely gone because this hard drive decided to die all of a sudden. And it's really annoying because the old hard drives, if something happened to them, quite often it would just mean that they were dead. But at the very least, there were fail-safes on it. So if something hard happened to the hard drive where the needle came loose, it's very risky to do so, and don't really advise doing it if you don't know what you're doing. I don't really know what I'm doing, but if you open up the hard drive, there is a screw which you can tighten up to fix the needle. And I had one hard drive which died on me once before, and then I found out that that has like a fail-safe chip on it. Basically, if you remove this chip, you could then use the hard drive. So I was able to retrieve all the information off that hard drive and then just get rid of that one because like I was having issues. But with the solid state hard drives, it seems that there isn't anything that I can work out where if something happens to it, I think it's just gone. So that's what's happened. So this solid state drive, it's something maybe you should keep in mind if you're thinking about doing anything with computers yourself. Solid state drives obviously are great because they're a lot quieter and faster, but if anything happens to them, it's gone. So keep that in mind if you're ever building a computer and you want to get a hard drive or something. Solid state drives are great up to the point where they stop working. So I lost a lot of all my notes and stuff. I had lots of videos, video ideas and ideas for other stuff, and like I said, I don't remember what I've lost. The whole point of putting a note down is that I wouldn't need to remember it. So yeah, I have like a rough plan here of some of the ideas that I could remember in my head. So I've got all the videos that I've talked about before, and I've also got a couple of other things here. Well, actually I won't go into that, but I got another idea for a review of a weird game that I got on the Switch a few months ago, and a few ideas for sketches and a couple other things. But anyway, I think I've rambled on way too much now. I do like to try and keep these relatively short, but I feel like I've been talking for like 2 hours now. So, anyway, just thank you very much if you've managed to listen all the way through. And thank you to everyone who's been supporting me. And for the recent subscribers, thank you very much. And just generally thanks all round to anyone who supports my silly videos. And yeah. And if you want to follow me on Twitch as well, Swifto Streamweaver. And if you like to follow me on DeviantArt, I would really appreciate that as well, where I upload my comic strips as well as a couple other pictures, like the pictures I did for my Swifteries videos. Oh, actually, here we go. Here's one of my comic strips that I did recently. I thought I had the most recent one here. Have I lost it? Oh no, here it is. Yeah. This one's actually incomplete because I did like the last panel digitally, just because of the way it was. It makes sense if you've seen it, but these are my most recent ones. It's like my little alien characters. I did try and do this with I wanted to try and go for a different look, because usually I do my comic strips digitally. I draw them with pencil first, and then scan them into the computers, and then redraw them digitally. And for this series I wanted to try and go for a different look, a more traditional look, because in this day and age where everything's AI and everything looks fake, and I wanted to try and make something that looked more like traditional hand drawing stuff. But I don't think it looks particularly great in retrospect, so I might just go back to doing it digitally. But this is like an ongoing series with these alien characters. It's something a bit different for me, comic strip wise, because like usually with comic strips it's just like a one-off thing where it's like a little joke. But with these I want to try and make it like an ongoing series. And yeah, I've also uploaded like a couple of drawings. I don't know why I have this one here actually. This was actually a drawing I did for a children's story which I wrote called The Ottersea, which is about an otter that gets lost in sea, or lost at sea, obviously slightly inspired by the Odyssey, which is the pun there with the otter. It's actually inspired by a chance encounter I had with an otter back in the summer of 2022, I think it was. I was just sitting there on the rocks, and then this otter came up and right in front of me. And I was just happily sitting there eating a fish that I'd caught. It sort of inspired me to write a children's story, which I've never done before. And I was quite pleased with how it turned out. But yeah, I won't be putting that on my Swifteries channel. Just because I actually have been thinking about approaching a publisher to get it published. Because with a lot of my stories I think, oh, they're just rubbish little things. But with this one, because it's about a cute little animal, I thought maybe it has potential to be liked by people. Unlike a Summit song, which I don't think anyone really could relate to. I uploaded this to DeviantArt, and the thing that it does now in DeviantArt is it will give you suggested tags, and one of the tags that it suggested for this was monster, which actually quite upset me, to be honest. I guess it does kind of look like a monster maybe, but it sort of went along with, if you've listened to the story, I don't know, I was just getting upset about random things. And here's some rough drawings I did of otters for the Ottersea story. At one point I was thinking of going for a more cartoony look, more simplified look, and then different ones That one's slightly more realistic, but not really. Here's a drawing I did, again for the Ottersea. Not really particularly proud of it. Didn't quite work out the way I wanted. I tried to go for a love heart shape, and then it didn't really work out, so I was trying to do it silhouetted with the blue, but nah, not happy with that. And then here's me experimenting with the Ottersea name. Tried to make it look like an otter, and I did put a Y in there just because I was copying the Odyssey. It's like there's 2 Y's in it, and then I realised people will probably think that it's called the Ottersea, which is not what I intended. But the thing is, because I was doing it to try and make it shaped like an otter, that extra Y acts as a back leg, so I kind of want to keep it like that now, even though it's actually called the Ottersea and not the Ottersea or whatever. And yeah, that's just another test drawing that I did for the Ottersea. The Ottersea, yeah, Odyssey. No, getting mixed up myself now. Anyway, I don't know why I did that. Just rambling about other things. Here's some test drawings I did for the Altovian creation myth. Just tried to go for different things, and if you've listened to the first part, it doesn't really make sense yet. But there's the can't remember what it's called now. The spear of the Mii. That's the Mii itself. Now here's a character who hasn't appeared yet, called Perthia. Very important in Altovian mythology. Perthia. It's like a golden fox, and foxes are revered animals in Altovian culture. So that makes sense. Hopefully later on, once you get the later parts, and then these 3 figures there, I was worried that people might think that they've either got 3 legs or they've got massive penises. But no, they're supposed to be tails. And there's a bit of a weird thing with Altovian mythology where the first people had tails because they're sort of the foxes came first basically, and then this fox of mythology sort of encouraged the Mii to create human beings, but they had a bit of fox DNA mixed in with them. Obviously ancient people wouldn't know about DNA, but they had a bit of fox in them, so they have tails, which is a bit of a weird quirk of Altovian mythology, which you probably didn't really want to know about, but that's one of the weird things about Altovian mythology. I keep making that mistake. Sometimes I say Altiov, so Altovian is the correct pronunciation. Sometimes I say Altovian, missing the I. Yeah. But I've decided that's probably just a thing that people do in Altiov. Maybe it's like a regional dialect thing, like in Demonfield they say Altiov. Altiovan. Okay, I'm getting mixed up myself now. Anyway, never mind. I'm just making up excuses for me mispronouncing things. I think there was one story I did. Actually, no, I'm rambling too much now, to be honest. I didn't mean to ramble there about all that stuff there. Sorry. I did say that I was going to stop ages ago now. How long have I been rambling now? 3 hours? Anyway, I think I've said enough. Thank you very much for listening, and hopefully you get some insight into things, and farewell, goodbye, adios, aloha, smoke me a kipper, I'll be back for breakfast. And I'm surprised the camera didn't switch off. That's great.